Hey, welcome back, Math Gurus. In this video, we're going to talk about angle relationships, specifically with complementary angles and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are two, and it could be more, angles that total to 90 degrees. And so you can actually make a 90 using the word complementary. And then supplementary are two, and it could be more angles that equal 180. So let's get started so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is just like a trick just to kind of help you remember so you don't get confused. All right, so for our first example, it says find the measurement of angle ABD, which is actually this space here. So you notice it has a variable x, which we don't know what it is. So the first thing we want to do is set up an equation and solve for x. So it'll be 3x plus 126 plus another 3x equals 180. So now what we're going to do is we're going to combine like terms. So 3x plus 3x, when you add both of those, you end up with 6x. Bring down the 126 because you really can't simplify it. You can't combine 6x and 126 because they're not like terms. Now we're left with a two-step equations, and then we're going to use inverse operations to isolate our x. So if it's plus 126, we'll subtract 126 from both sides. So you end up with 6x, which actually means 6 times x, is equal to 54. I haven't got the x isolated, so if it's times, the inverse is divide. 6 divided by 6 is actually 1, and then x is 9. That is not my answer. So what I have to do is substitute 9 for x. And 3 groups of 9 is 27. So it's 27 degrees. Sometimes test questions will trick you and it'll say what's x. And then it also asks for measurement. And so just pay attention to what the question is asking. For the next one, it says find the measurement of angle CBD, which is this space here. If you notice right here, you have this represents a 90-degree angle. So if ABE is 90 degrees, that means angle CBE is 90. So let's first set up an equation so we can solve for x and then determine what the value of that angle is. So it's 9x plus 1, and that's the angle EBD, and you're going to add that to angle CBD, which is 4x minus 2. They both equal 90 degrees. If you make a mistake, you'll just write 180, and there will be an answer choice for that, so you want to be careful. We're going to combine like terms, so I'm using shapes. I'm going to put a box around the 9x. I'll use a circle around plus 1. I can't use a box because they're not like terms. Plus 4x is a like term with 9x. I can combine those, put a circle around minus 2. I'm not doing anything to the other side because you can't combine like terms if they're not on the same side of the equals. So 9x plus 4x is 13x. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And now I'm left with 90 on the right. So now I'm left with a two-step equation. We'll use inverse operations. It's minus 1, so the opposite is plus. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Now I'm left with 13x equals 91. I'm going to divide both sides by 13 so I can isolate my variable. And it's 91 is being divided by 13. So I'm going to solve it the way I tell my students to. It's easier if you just do repeated addition versus all this guess and check, and then your work is all messy and you're not really sure what your answer is. And you only have to do this once. And it went in perfectly, 91. So now we want to see how many 13s did I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means x is equal to 7. That is not my answer because it didn't tell me to solve for x. I just need that for my expression. My expression is 4x minus 2, so I'll substitute 7 for x. Oops. And then now 4 groups of 7 is 28. Take 2 away, and your measurement is 26 degrees. All right, well, thanks for watching. I sure hope it helped. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.